Chicken zoodle soup is not only fun to say, it's really delicious to eat, and it's a great alternative if you're looking for a grain-free chicken soup recipe or a way to get more vegetables in your diet. Easy to make. We'll start by preparing a very flavorful broth. I have 4 cups of low-sodium chicken stock. You can also use homemade here. 4 cups of water. And to that, add 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. In they go. Bring this mixture to a boil. I'm gonna work on the aromatics, which are gonna make this really flavorful. This is the classic trinity of celery, carrot, and onion, otherwise known as mirepoix. So I have 2 stalks of celery, thinly sliced, 2 medium carrots. Just thinly slice these. You can do it on the bias to make sort of a nicer presentation. Looking for about 1/4 inch thick slices. The nice thing about this soup, super simple, is that everything that goes into flavor it is what is used in the final version. So this whole soup is made, I'd say, in under 30 minutes. So 2 carrots, done. Last but not least, 1 small onion, about a small or medium here, cut into a medium-sized dice. Don't want to have the pieces too large because this soup cooks very quickly. I want to make sure the onion is fully cooked, nice and tender, and then crosswise into the dice. So chicken soup is one of my absolute favorites. It's just really super restorative. And this one is particularly great if you are making it in the summer months when you have bumper crop of zucchini. I find that I can never make it through the mountain of zucchini I tend to acquire by the end of the summer. So this uses 1 pound of zucchini, and it really sort of adds a nice new flavor and texture to what is pretty classic chicken noodle soup. So again, we've got 1 onion, 2 carrots, and 2 stalks of celery. So add the aromatics to the pot. Season with a little bit of salt. We'll season again at the end, so you can adjust there. All right, let's give this a stir. Make sure everything's nice and combined. And when this comes up to a boil, we'll reduce it to a simmer, cover it, and let it cook for about 10 minutes. All right, our broth is up to a boil, so reduce to a low heat. You want to just keep it at a nice steady simmer and cover. This is going to cook for about 10 minutes. My chicken is nice and cooked, and I let it cool down for about 5 minutes or so, just so it's cool enough to handle. You want to shred this into bite-sized pieces. So let's just set this off to the side while we make our zucchini noodles, or our zoodles. So I like to use a spiralizer. Spiralizer is a great tool to invest in the kitchen if you're interested in making vegetable noodles. You can use zucchini, squash, beets. I've even used broccoli stems. It's really fun. So today we're going to use the zucchini. I have 1 large zucchini here. You're shooting for about 1 pound. I also find that the larger vegetables like this are easier to spiralize. So to use the spiralizer, you just attach 1 end, the cut end, at the front, and secure the tail end at the back, and start twisting. So this is a great way if you are trying to reduce grain in your diet or just increase vegetables. You can either poach them in a liquid like we're doing with our soup. You can do a quick saute. You can even roast them in the oven with just a little bit of olive oil. Really, really versatile. There we go. We've reached the end. Now you'll be left with a little bit of extra zucchini from the core. Be sure and hold on to that. You can either compost it or just throw it in the soup. Add a little bit more zucchini flavor. All right, we have this beautiful tangle of fresh zucchini noodles. So when you start with the larger zucchini, sometimes you can end up with noodles that are this long, which can be a little problematic for gracefully eating in your soup. So what I like to do is just give a once-over in about 3 sections, and this just helps make the noodles a little bit more manageable for the soup. So these are just going to cook until they are tender, still bright green, only about a couple of minutes. You don't want to overcook these because you still want them to have a nice little hit of texture. So add those in. Add the last bit. let's just give that a quick stir. And we'll let this simmer for just a couple of minutes. All right, so my zoodles are looking nice and tender, bright green. So we're gonna add a nice hit of fresh dill, about 1/4 cup, pretty coarsely chopped. In it goes. Love the dill. All right, last of our dill is in, and then for the finishing touch, the chicken. We definitely want to add the chicken at the very end. And this is just to heat it through, because remember, it's perfectly poached. We want to keep it that way so everything's nice and juicy. Okay, gentle stir here. This looks so beautiful, so colorful, fresh. Okay, let's finish it with just a little bit of black pepper. So zucchini is already really high in vitamin C, and we're going to add to that by finishing with a little bit of fresh lemon juice and olive oil. And that adds a really nice sort of rich balance. Nice squeeze of lemon. This really just sort of brightens up the whole dish, and a little drizzle of olive oil. This is great for balance. Ooh, what is prettier than that? Let's give it a try. It's such a beautiful broth. I love this color. Mmm, really tasty. You know what? If you love chicken noodle soup and you want to add a little bit more zucchini in your life, you gotta try this. So good.